Buddy, John Dowhower here today. Hope everybody's having a great, beautiful, wonderful day. If you're not, get off the couch, go find something that makes you happy. We're above the dirt. That's all we can ask. Today's pretty simple, easy project. For some people, you're gonna watch this video and be like, this guy's an idiot. I already know how to do that. So this isn't for you, but this is for the homeowner that is just learning how to do new things. So today we're actually just going to do something pretty simple. We're just going to hang a bracket, okay? Just a little aluminum bracket. So we're going to hang it on the wall, okay? What we're hanging today is just my son's football bag, okay? Helmet, cleats, shoulder pads, all that good crap. So you can find a stud in your wall. Okay, we're going to be putting it on this wall right here. You can find a stud, get your stud finder out, get your level, get your pencil, get your tape measure, get all that stuff out, figure out what you want, what you need, find a stud in the place you want it. But in this case, we don't have to do that. In this case, the bag with everything in it might be 20 pounds, maybe 25 pounds total. So in that case, we kind of have a shortcut. Now, what I'm talking about is these. This is the greatest thing I've ever found for hanging stuff, okay? Anchor, Easy Anchor drywall anchors. Now, you can see that it says, hopefully you can see it, that it says it'll hold 75 pounds. So it says hangs up to 75 pounds, screw size, tells you everything. So 75 pounds is quite a bit. Would I personally hang 75 pounds from these? I don't know if I would. I guess it depends on where it's at. If it was in a place where it couldn't fall on somebody or fall on a kid or a dog or on a car or something like that, if it would just fall straight down and there wouldn't be anything there to hurt, I might. 75 pounds, 100 pounds, I'm probably going to find a stud or bigger anchors. They do make bigger anchors than these. And you can get up to, I think, 100 pounds, maybe even a little bit more. So it just depends on what you're doing. But these are basically considered a raw plug. Okay, they make all sorts of them. They make little tiny ones, they make big ones, they make metal ones. I get these at Home Depot. Like everybody should know by now, I love Home Depot. Nothing against Lowe's, just love Home Depot. But you can get these at Home Depot in the hardware section, and they're raw plugs. RAW plugs, that's all they're called. And they have hundreds of different kinds you can get. I've used probably 90% of them out there. Some will work great, some are okay. Most of them I don't like. So I'm going to show you here real quick. I'm going to open one up and actually show you what we're working with here. Okay, so this is all it is. That's it. Raw plug, Phillips head, screw. That's all it is. See how it has a real sharp tip on it? And it has these big threads. And then that's where you put the screw. So what happens is, when you put the screw in here, well, let me go back one. So we're going to take this, you put a screwdriver on it. See how that has a Phillips bit on it too? You take your screwdriver, power, hand, it doesn't matter, okay? But we're going to take this, put it against the sheetrock, and you're going to put it against the sheetrock and you're going to screw it in. And what happens is, those threads grab the sheetrock and you're just going to keep screwing it in. Now you want to go slow, don't go fast. If you go fast, this is going to run into the sheetrock and it's either going to go too deep through the sheetrock or it's going to strip out in the sheetrock and then it's no good. And then you have a big hole in the sheetrock you have to fix and you have to start all over, okay? So when you're putting it in there, you're just going to go nice and slow until it tightens a little bit and that plug is pretty much flush with the sheetrock, okay? Then you take your screw and you do the same thing. You just screw it in. And you keep screwing it in, you keep screwing it in, and it goes all the way down to wherever you want it to go. And what happens is, as the screw comes down the inside piece of these threads, you can see this little crack in there. What happens is when that screw comes down here, it pushes these two legs apart, holding it in the sheetrock really, really tight. These are probably the best raw plugs I've ever used. I use them all the time at work. I use them all the time at home. Any chance that I need a raw plug, these are the only raw plugs I use ever. Now, there may be a situation where you have something that's hanging on the wall that's just tiny bitty, and that might show, so maybe you need to use something different. But for the most part, everything's always going to cover that. So you're not even going to see it in the wall. You know, pictures, artwork, doesn't matter. But I love these things. I love them, love them, love them, love them. Try them, use them, you'll love them too. Like I said, they come in a box, okay? There's the label, okay? Easy Anchor drywall anchors. Now these are called anchors, but technically they're still a raw plug, okay? But these particular ones hold 75 pounds. Like I said, you can get smaller, you can get bigger, you can get in between. They're awesome. Now, if you forget how to do it, it actually has instructions on the back of this piece in the box that'll walk you right through what you need. They just hang on the wall at Home Depot in a box just like that. But you don't need instructions because I'm literally just giving you them right here. Like I said, so we have our raw plug, we have our screw, sheetrock, right? You're going to screw it in nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Bam, even with the sheetrock, okay? Even with the sheetrock, that's where we want it. Then you're going to put your screw in, and you're going to tighten your screw the same way, nice and slow, till you get it exactly where you want it. You're done. Okay, now we're going to show you, but that's it. That's it. Anybody can do this. And I know there's people out there right now saying, you're an idiot. I do this all the time. But there's some people that aren't, right? Some people that aren't used to doing this sort of thing. New homeowners, you know, young homeowners. This is for you. We're going to get you started hanging stuff really easy when you don't have to use a stud and you don't have real heavy stuff. Now, eventually we're going to hang something that's going to need to go in the studs, and we'll get everything out and we'll do the whole shebang on how to really go into a stud. But for today, simple, easy, okay? Now, I've already laid out my spot where I want this bag to go on the wall, okay? So like we said, now, I use power tools all the time. If you do use the power tool, like I said, just go slow. Oops. Just go slow, okay? There's no rush to do this. If you do it right and you go slow, it'll be perfect. Okay? So, like we said, you're gonna find the spot you want it. You're gonna apply a little pressure, and you're just gonna start turning nice and slow. And you're gonna start cutting it in that sheetrock. That's it, okay? Just like we said, just like I showed you, you tighten it in, it goes against sheetrock. As soon as it's tight, you stop. Stop, stop, stop. Now, the only difference with what we're doing is you might just need one because you're gonna hang one thing, something straight, whatever. Well, this bracket we're using has 2 holes in it. Now, could I potentially just use 1 hole and 1 screw and be fine? Probably so. It's a bag. It's not going to fall on anybody. But I typically overdo things, so we're going to do 2. So now that the first one's set in the wall where we want it, makes it a little easier to set your second screw. So this spot right here, that raw plug, we're going to sit it right there. And then down here, we're going to mark on the wall where the second one goes. Easy. Okay. Now, the one other thing we're gonna do, this is overkill, it's in a garage, but once again, I usually do things overkill. If you don't have one of these, go buy one, Home Depot, buy a cheap one. Torpedo level, torpedo level. These things are awesome, okay? You can level stuff, door jambs, you can plumb stuff. They're great, and this one actually has a magnet on this end. Now this is, well, it's low grade steel, so I guess it's not aluminum steel, it'll stick. But a lot of times when you're working with these, especially with metal, you can stick it to it so you don't have to hold it. You don't need the magnet, that's just what came with it. This particular one is, it's Empire brand. Pretty nice levels, probably in the middle pack. Not the worst, not the best. They're just really good, really durable. But I want to make this straight. Well, how do we make it straight? Well, we can either come way down here and try to get it straight. But the problem is, it goes straight and then bumps out. So it's really kind of a pain in the butt to keep it straight that way. So what we're going to do is, when we put it against the wall, we're going to put our level on it this way. And once we get that bubble right in the middle, that's level. So if you're just starting to use a level, just starting to use a small level, big level, they all work the same, okay? So if you're leveling something, you're going to use this middle bubble, okay? You can see 2 lines in that tube, and you can see it moving around. When it's level, it's between the 2 lines. So no matter what you're doing, if you get that bubble between the 2 lines, it's level. Okay, this would be, you know, level. Let's say you're putting trim on a wall or your door or whatever, you know, something like that. Say it's that door, right? You want to plumb the door or whatever. See that top bubble? Same thing. Okay, in between the line, plumb. It's all really relatively the same thing, except this is straight up and down and this is horizontal. So vertical, kind of plumb, horizontal, level. It really doesn't matter what you're doing, just as long as you know that either way you want the bubble in the center of those 2 lines. That's 101 for a level, guys. That's easy, easy, easy peasy stuff. Okay, we'll probably do more stuff on the levels eventually. I'm sure I build all kinds of junk, so we'll go through that stuff. But anyway, for today, I'm going to take that bracket like I said, and I'm going to put that hole where that raw plug is in the wall. I'm going to put that first hole of that bracket directly where I want it. And then I'm going to take that level and I'm going to set that level on that very top. And we're going to mess with it for a little bit. And then when it's right between those 2 lines, we're level. So remember what I said? We're going to put a dot directly where we want to put that second raw plug. The exact place we want it. Just a little pencil mark. Little pencil mark. It's where we want it. It's good to go. Okay. So, gonna grab another one. Do the exact same thing. Twist it in till it's flush with the sheetrock. Till it's tight. Don't over tight. It's in. Screw goes in it. That's it. Now, we're going to take this second one, put a little pressure against the wall, right on our dot. Start slow, stay slow, steady, slow, and straight. Boom, that's it. I know it's hard to see. I just don't want to move the camera all around to jack you guys up. So you can zoom in if you need to see it. But that's it. We got the 2 raw plugs in the wall. So all we do now, literally all we do now, we're going to take our bracket, put it against the wall, put our screw through the bracket, into the raw plug, tighten it against the wall. Done. So take our bracket, we're going to put that first one in the raw plug. Now, typically what I do is I like to put both screws in just a little bit, just so it's easier to go all the way in when you're going. Okay, now like I said, screws is the same way. We don't over tighten them, just when they're snug, you're done. Okay? Boom. How easy was that? Take our bag. Ta-da! Done. Easy, right? Easy peasy. So, once again, get out of the way so you can see it. That is the easy way to do it. You can hang whatever you want with it. Make sure you do it right. Go slow. Do your measurements first. Do them 2 times, do them 3 times. Make sure you measure way more times than you put it in, just so you know what you're doing, where you're doing it, and you don't make any mistakes, okay? But that is how you hang pretty much anything that, 25 to 50 pounds. Like I said, when I get up there to 75 pounds, I worry a little bit more. Depends on what I'm hanging, where it's at, like I said. And I'm sure, like I said, we'll do something to hang something big. But that's it. It's easy as that. So if you've never done it and you're worried about it, go to Home Depot right now. Get you a screw driver or screw gun, whatever you want to do. You have a new house, just married, moving in, you're not for sure if you can do it. You can do it. Promise you, you can do it. And even if you screw up a couple times, well, I'm sure we're going to show how to spackle and sand a wall and patch a hole and everything else, but you can do it. I know you can. So anyway, I appreciate the time. Once again, I hope everybody has a great day. If you're not having a great day, go have one. Find something to make you happy. We're above dirt. It's all that matters. So please subscribe, leave a comment. Like I always say, if you leave a question that I can help you with, maybe that'll become a topic, one week, and we can go just over that item. I'm sure if you're asking it, there's a lot of other people that need that help or asking about it too. So once again, John Dowher, have a beautiful day. Thanks.